Today is day 13, and it's been a long day, fam. I don't know what else to say, but I think really what I've been thinking about, there's many things I think about on the day-to-day, but when I think about the past few weeks and starting with the end in mind and what I am intentionally moving towards, I have to acknowledge that it takes time to actually think. It takes time to sit down and to compile information. It takes time for me to sit down and to write information. And the reality is right now in my life, I don't have much balance. Like, I do have time, but I don't feel like I have enough time. So I have to work through that limiting belief that it has to be hard, that I'm not skilled enough, and that I don't have enough time. Because the reality is there's been seasons of my life where I made equal or more money with honestly a fraction of the work, time spent towards the work. So what I've been thinking about today is what it means to intentionally set aside time towards building the thing, which is me, really, at the end of the day. Building myself in a way that I don't have to be attached to a specific place. The place that I want to reside in is the place of myself and the knowledge that I have to give to others, and that's how I want to relate to the world, and that's how I wish to offer my gifts. So with an intentionality aspect, it's what can I do every day to compound that? It's just like, again, the idea of saving and investing. Well, every day I'm gonna choose. Alex and Rosie says $250 a month, 9% over 40 years is $1 million. So it's like, how can I do that in the aspect in my life where it's not $250 a month, but it's 250 minutes of intentional learning towards my passions, as in what it is that I want to. Honestly, really, my passion is understanding the self, under the journey of discovery, making space to live an intentional, holistic, integrated life where limitless is nature. I know that life is meant to be a blessing. I don't believe that it has to be hard. I don't. I believe that fear creates it hard, and that's the battle that we're up against, is this spiritual battle of good and evil within ourselves even. And I just want to live the aligned life within myself that's intentional. And when you live an aligned life within yourself, there's literally no worry. There isn't worry. And I've been through seasons in my life where I went through unbelievable amounts of worry and panic, and into seasons of true trust and faith. And there's such a difference between each season. I wouldn't say sticking your head in the sand is a really productive way to do things, but there's something that's different than living out of faith, which is following a conviction or feeling within yourself what feels like authentic. And it takes a lot of courage to figure out what's authentic to you, because you're putting yourself at risk. You're putting what people will think of you to risk. What will my family think of me if I choose to say that I'm a Christian? What will my family think of me if I choose not to go to school? What would my peers think? We get so caught up in all these other ideologies or ideas of what other people would think, when it's like, well, what's my human experience? Am I actually living within myself in a way that feels right to me? Or am I just completely disconnected? Which, honestly, this is the thing. You cannot be connected to your higher self, which is connected to God. You cannot be connected to that if you're in a state of fear. And that's the battle that we live in every day. When you get disconnected, when you get angry, when you get frustrated, when you feel shame, these other emotions, there's power in them, but it's not the power that's gonna help you act in alignment towards receiving yourself in the way that you would want to show up in the world. So, I don't know, there's something powerful about that level of intentionality and slowing down a bit and being like, if I wasn't afraid right now, what would I choose to do? What would be the most empowered decision? What would excite me most in this life? and just follow your excitement. That's really honestly a part of it. It's just part of it. So, I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm thinking today on day 13, which is, I can't even believe it's 13 days into the new year. And I'm just really happy that I'm showing up consistently and doing the work so that daily inputs, like this input right now, which is recording this video for you, but really for me. This is for me. It's like my live vlog, maybe sharing a bit of what knowledge I have to share in my journey of financial freedom and freedom of self and a integrative, holistic life. I think it's powerful to document our journey. People learn most in history through stories. So if we could share our life as a story and know that we hold the pen, then what type of story would you choose to write for your life? I know the story I want to write for my life is one of unbelievable beauty and peace and love and expansion and limitlessness. So that's what I want to put into my head. I want to relate to other people who believe in that, want to live aligned with God in themselves, which if you're aligned in yourself and in a higher space of that and intentionally seeking higher knowledge within yourself, like you're connected to source and God. So anyone's able to receive that. It just really takes, I don't know, there's a few things. I could really get into that. There's many things, and I specifically love exploring when it comes to mysticism and connection with self and God and all of that good stuff. But yeah, day 13 of the new year, and choose intentionality. Be intentional with yourself today. Be intentional to sit with yourself today. Be intentional to really feel what it feels like to be in yourself today. Be intentional and being like, man, like, okay, yourself as well. Like, life, it could be really tough, man. You know what I mean? So, like, don't enjoy life. I get reminded that all the time by my boyfriend, who's always like, can't forget to enjoy life, you're forgetting. I'm like, dang it. I get out of alignment because I get scared or I get whatever. But yeah, just to enjoy your human experience, and I hope you choose to be a little bit more intentional with yourself.